These three things are more famous in America than you might think. But wait, because number 1 might completely surprise you. So let's start with number 3. Number 3, the Indianapolis 500. If you think winning a major car race means simply crossing the finish line, grabbing the trophy and taking a few photos, the Indianapolis 500 might surprise you. It's one of America's most famous motor races, and it dates all the way back to 1911. Drivers race around a 2.5-mile oval track for 200 laps. That's a total of 500 miles, or around 805 kilometers. And the speed. These cars can reach around 235 miles per hour, or roughly 380 kilometers per hour. But at those speeds, simply driving fast isn't enough. Drivers and their teams have to constantly monitor things like tire temperatures, fuel, wind and track conditions. Because at over 200 miles per hour, one tiny mistake can completely change the outcome of the race. And this isn't just a one-day event. The practice and qualifying sessions surrounding the race take place throughout May, which is why the whole period is known as the month of May. But now comes one of the most unusual parts of the race. At the finish line, there's still a section of the original bricks from 1909. It's known as the Yard of Bricks. And after winning, drivers traditionally kiss the bricks to celebrate their historic victory. But there's still one big question. Why do the winners drink milk? The tradition goes back to 1936. After winning the race, driver Louis Mayer drank buttermilk to cool down. A photo of him doing it caught the attention of a dairy industry executive, and the tradition was eventually promoted as part of the race. Over time, giving the winner milk became one of the most famous traditions of the Indianapolis 500. Even today, drivers can be asked what type of milk they prefer before the race. So after one of the fastest races in America, the celebration can end with a trophy, a kiss on the bricks, and a bottle of milk. Number 2. BMX. Now imagine looking at a bicycle and thinking, wait, where are the brakes? Some BMX freestyle bikes don't have a rear brake, and that's not because the bike is missing a part. It's intentional. Freestyle BMX riders perform tricks while spinning and rotating their bikes in the air, so having fewer cables and components can make certain tricks easier. That's also why BMX bikes look so different from normal bicycles. They usually have 20-inch wheels, along with a strong frame designed to handle jumps, landings and tricks. Riders can spin 360 degrees, perform backflips, and throw the bike around in the air while still controlling it. But BMX didn't start in some huge stadium or sports company. In the 1970s, kids in California were inspired by motocross racing and started copying the style on their bicycles. They began racing, jumping and riding their bikes like tiny motocross machines. Slowly, what started as a hobby became an organized sport. And then came the biggest moment. BMX racing became an Olympic sport in 2008. But the story didn't end there. BMX freestyle made its Olympic debut at the Tokyo 2020 Games, giving riders a completely different way to compete. In BMX racing, riders are trying to reach the finish line first. In freestyle, riders use ramps and park courses to show off their most difficult tricks. So a sport that started with kids riding bicycles in empty lots and neighborhoods eventually made it onto the world's biggest sporting stage in 2 different formats. And when you watch a BMX rider flipping through the air, you might honestly think, is that a bicycle or a flying machine? Number 1. Lego. Now for number 1. This is something you may have played with yourself as a kid. Lego. But don't make the mistake of thinking Lego is just a children's toy. Because people have built things with Lego that will genuinely make you say, wait, that's made from Lego. There have even been full-size drivable cars built using Lego Technic elements and other Lego components. That means those tiny plastic bricks can actually become part of a machine that moves. And the story of Lego goes back much further than you might think. The company started in Denmark in 1932. At first, it made wooden toys. Then, in 1958, Lego patented its interlocking brick design. And here's one of the coolest things about Lego. Old Lego bricks can still connect with modern Lego bricks. So if you still have an old Lego brick from your childhood sitting in a box somewhere, you can potentially use it with a brand new Lego set today. But Lego goes way beyond small cars and houses. People have built aeroplanes, ships, buildings, giant animals and even life-size human models out of Lego. Some massive Lego projects can take hours, or even days to complete. And perhaps the best thing about Lego is that there's no single way to use it. You're given a pile of bricks, and what you create is completely up to your imagination. That's why Lego isn't just popular with children. Adults also use Lego for collecting, design, creativity and even engineering projects. So now I want to know, if you could choose just one of these 3, checkered flag, watch the Indianapolis 500 in person, learn BMX, or build your own world with Lego, which one would you choose? Tell me in the comments.